We made it another day. We didn't think it was going to be possible. It was very difficult to get up. The challenges of the world were weighing on us, but yet we made it another day. I understand that people may never understand what you're feeling. They may never understand what you're going through. But I want you to know that we do care. I want you to know that you matter. I want you to know that out of all the things that could ever be possible is you're one of the best parts of our life. If you're one of the people thinking of harming yourself or harming somebody else, please don't. Please reach out and get help. 3 numbers, 988. I know you're used to calling 911, but if you have to, then call 911. But 988 gets you to someone who can help you. You don't got to tell them your name. You don't got to tell them anything. You can have a conversation. It's not something that you need to disclose a lot of information on, but get off your chest. And if that's just not enough for you, then go and get help. Contact BetterHelp. They have a number of therapists who can assist you. And I myself have used them for a number of different reasons. As someone who has had a friend commit suicide and lost someone, I've had to figure out some things on my own. That does not make you weak. It's one of your strongest superpowers. And if for some reason, I don't know why, I don't know how, I don't know where to begin, if that's just not it, and you just need somebody that you can trust a little bit more, then reach out to me with a simple message of, we need to talk. And I will get back to you. I don't care if you spam me, we need to talk. I will get back to you because I care. So whether you know it or not, before you make a decision that we have to live with, make one that you can live with. So please stay. Tomorrow needs you. What's going on, Pride Nation? I am in a very good mood. This is going to shock a lot of you. I'm going to put a few disclaimers out here before we get this thing going because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to put the disclaimers out there. Today is a day that the following things will not be tolerated. Excuses will not be tolerated. Don't care what they are. Don't care how many you come up with. Don't care if you think that should be the case. We're not doing excuses. Wait, my son need to give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. I mean, you would think that they would see me out here getting ready to go in, and my kids come and remind me that I have things to be a little bit more collectively calm about. All right. I'm not accepting no excuses today. All right. If you're not here to hear an objective view, go ahead. Go and step out on this one right here. Okay. If you're not ready to deal with some hard truths, go on and step out of this. This may not be the show for you. If you're not ready to be critical, go ahead and sit this one out. Catch me on the replay game. I'm going to do something a little bit different. First thing first. I don't want to hear no fire Dan Campbell talk. That's just not going to be tolerated today. Not listening to that. I don't want to hear, but yeah, he's a rookie. That's an excuse. And I've already given you the first disclaimer. Rookie is no longer an excuse to be had. Don't want to hear that. This is going to be a day where we put things in perspective. And I think that we're missing a lot of it. Okay. So before we get any further, let's see who we got in the building with us. We got my man Looney Tune in the building. Chrome is in the building. My man Nando is in the building. Lions Rumble 81, One Funky Lion fans in the building. Super Saiyan Lion is in the building. 82 Rio Lions Lee Dan Spanos. Love Jones. It says Dan is nothing but a hype man for this team. Can't coach. Lead the play calling to the play callers. That's what Saints or Miami didn't retain him. Well, actually, Love Jones, you'll get a different perspective. It wasn't like there was a matter of not retaining him. He wasn't fired. He was plucked from their coaching staff. So, Stephen Brooks is in the building. My man, Micro Mike is in the building. Anthony is in the building. Super Saiyan Lion is in the building. Let me see. I'm going to make sure I don't miss somebody. JGB is in the building. Raw Detroit. My man Shade is in the building. Love Jones says, I'm new here. I like it already. No excuse. Yeah, we're not doing excuses today. we not doing no excuses. I got disclaimers, and we about to go ahead and get into it. First thing first on it, okay? We get it done. We got my man Junior Gitter. I hope I said that right. I always botch these names. We got Craig Ferguson in the building. Dat Fan Man, Midwest Lion, Detroit's own Big Wheel. Make sure I ain't forget nobody. Okay, I think I covered everything. All right. If you are looking at this photo, I want you to look at it real good. That is a photo of Aiden Hutchinson. That is a photo of Jeff Okuda, and that is a photo of Michael Brockers. And you may be wondering, why did I choose this photo? Because all three of those gentlemen play defense. And while many of us are running around here want to talk about the coach, I'm going to talk about the real problem. I'm going to get to the nitty-gritty bottom of all of this. And that is the Detroit Lions defense is still a problem. I'm going to repeat this again. The Detroit Lions defense is still a problem. Some of you people seem to have missed some of the small things, but I'm here to remind you, okay? I'm here to give you an opportunity to speak your piece and your truth, because this is an open forum. For people like Love Jones, who's new to the show, I will drop a link in there in a few minutes, which allows you to click on it. All you simply need is some type of device with a microphone and internet connection, and you can jump in and be a part of the show. I'm an open book. I'll let you speak your truth as long as you keep it respectful. Now, let's get into this defense, okay? While many people are running around here screaming about all the things that's going on with Dan Campbell, right? And there's a lot to go around. In fact, if we were to go through and do a blame train, we can do that. We can go around and blame Dan Campbell. We can blame Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, Deuce Staley, the fans. We can blame a lot of people. But there is still one, and I mean one, root cause of the problem here, and it's the defense. And before somebody jumps in here and go, well, Luke, that's not fair. That's not fair. Dan Campbell needs to make a better call. Everybody is up here bitching and moaning about the wrong play. You're bitching and moaning about the wrong play. There was a play that happened before then that was absolutely the wrong call. And I can tell you why when I show it. But you're bitching about the wrong play. The reality is this. I am known for being very critical, right? But it's not criticism I'm really giving as much as being objective. And the reality is many of you have jumped ship on the season and it's still promising. The reality is we can't talk about anything, all right? We can't talk about anything. So before we get into excuses, let me go through one by one and eliminate the BS. First things first, the referees, not a problem. Before anybody start wanting to tell me about the referees and the officiating and blah, 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 remember, we had quite a few gifts handed to us. They literally, and I do mean literally, attempted to hand us a bunch of things. They gave us an unbelievable spot on what was clearly a short run by DeAndre Swift. And you know what? Our coach, nor did our quarterback, have the presence in mind to get lined up and snap the damn ball. If that was Aaron Rodgers, the ball would have been snapped. If that was Tom Brady, the ball would have been snapped. Hell, I may even argue if that was Patrick Mahomes or Justin Herbert or anybody else, that ball would have been snapped. But it wasn't. And so that's a fail on our end. There was another opportunity where, I think that we actually did commit the penalty that they didn't call it. They said good coverage. I took it. There was no any point of time where I felt like the officials were going against us. That's not an excuse we can use today. We're going to toss that one to the side. This comes down to defense and a lack of commitment to running the damn ball. Let me just give y'all a few fun facts. I don't know if y'all noticed this or not, but when you look at the Vikings, when they won their one game against the Packers, they happened to stop the run and they succeeded, which is interesting, right? And the game that they lost after the Packers, they couldn't stop the run. And then we get to the game, and guess what? They still couldn't stop the run. But instead of us continuing to run, no, we want to keep passing it. I want y'all to understand something. This team had a 14-point lead at one point, and at another point, they had a 10-point lead, and our quarterback threw the ball 41 times. Take a second to digest that. Take a second to just put that in the pipe and smoke it. That man threw the ball 41 times when you basically had the lead for majority of the game. But let's get back to the real root of the problem. So we didn't commit to the run, and the defense. Oh, you beautiful people who gave all them high draft grades. Y'all come front and center for this one. Make sure you get a good seat here. Don't bring popcorn. I have no butter for this one. Trust me. A whole lot of salt. I don't even really want you to enjoy your front row seat. But to all the people who said to themselves, this is an A++ draft. And I told you that I don't want to give it a grade until after 3 seasons because I don't think that you can grade drafts anymore. And I was called everything but my name. Please come front and center. Have a seat. All right. First things first. I don't know if y'all noticed this or not, but for all the hype that y'all been giving and all the praise y'all been giving Brad Holmes, where in the hell was that D-line that he invested in? I'll wait. You wonder why they on the milk carton? They was missing. Where was the D-line at? Where was it? You want to tell me they was getting pressure on the quarterback? We could talk about pressure. Wait till I break that one down. You want to tell me where were they? Where was the man that you took second overall? Right? I'm just asking. Where was that guy? You want to talk about it? Everybody want to talk about something. Where was that guy? You see, this is where I start to ask questions because now I have to make some sense of this. We can talk about Amani Oruwariye, right? Because we make excuses for everybody else, right? The great linebacker, Malcolm Rodriguez, played great, right? That's what you're going to say? Because all I saw him doing was things that you basically scalded other people on this team for doing. Couldn't cover a tight end to save his life, but he's a rookie. He's a 6th-round pick rookie, which brings me to another point. Why is it that we use the draft position to justify the greatness of one Malcolm Rodriguez, but when I use the draft position to ask when is the greatness of 1 second overall pick, Aiden Hutchins is going to come out, I'm wrong and he's a rookie? I'm just trying to figure it all out. That's all I'm trying to do. And I want y'all to take a second to just try to put this all in perspective because when we're talking about this, we have to be realistic about what we're talking about. Where was Aiden Hutchinson? And I'm not asking for anything. I'm asking for you to just look at what I'm saying first and foremost as I lead you to the river. I can't make you drink, but I could damn sure get you there. Where was Aiden Hutchinson? Where was the only D lineman that really stood out to me, which is two of them that stood out to me, was Austin Bryant, who at least showed effort and fight, and Aleem McNeil. The rest of them, MIA. Remember the people who said linebackers don't matter? Where you at? I need you to come front and center. Please do not stay in the back. I have people back there who's ready to tase your ass if you try to exit the building. Come on up to the front. Come on up here. Come on up to the front. Where were these people at? All these draft picks, all these people who had high grades on this draft, who couldn't understand why I was confused by our draft, where are you people at now? I told you the little will become the big, and it will remain to become the big. Where are you at right now? Because the linebackers, I don't know if you noticed this, but in many of the games that were really close and you watched them and said they were good games, the linebackers saved them. In fact, one of the plays that two of the plays actually that we had were killed by a linebacker. I'll get into that in a minute. Where are those people at? Remember those people who was like, calm down, Luke, calm down. Draft value position of value, Luke. Remember that? You had position of value. You have to be able to have these people because they closest to the ball. How close was Aiden Hutchinson to the ball? How about Pascal? Oh, Luke, but he was hurt, Luke. You tell me about it. Which brings me to another point. When your focus is on the head coach, put your focus back on the general manager, who openly admitted that he took players who was hurt. Which funny thing is before that happened, one of the reasons that season sucked was because you had a bunch of injuries. Where's these guys at? Everybody named Mama lost their cap because we took Jameson Williams. He couldn't help us. He couldn't. He's not there to help us right now. Where is it at? Where is it at? We're talking about opportunities, right? That's all we're trying to talk about. It's opportunities. This guy has made multiple draft picks and half of them ain't on the field. Which brings me to another point. I don't know if you heard the news or not, but the Lions have lost another player for the season. Your best safety is out. Tracy Walker's out for the season. And guess what's funny about that? We drafted Kirby Joseph. Did anybody happen to see Kirby Joseph out there today? Did anybody see Kirby Joseph out there yesterday? Because if you didn't, I'm going to tell you to wake up. He was ball hawking. He was all over the field. My bad. I'm tripping. That was me playing Madden. My bad. Oh, wait. He's not even doing that on Madden? Damn it. Gotta wake up. I was dreaming. But we're talking about Dan Campbell. We're not talking about the guy who assembled the roster. We're not talking about the guy who acquired the talent. We're talking about Dan Campbell. Right? That's what we're talking about. There was no win-win in that result for them in the first place in terms of his decision on that play. Whether he go for it or fourth or don't, it don't matter. But there was no point of it, right? So let's get to another part of it. So we done already broke down to the secondary. Y'all tell me how many times did you see running backs getting up to the third level without even seeing a linebacker from the second level? Let me know. Y'all tell me. Because when I sit here and I watch these games, and I have to watch them with the sound off so I can remain unbiased, I want to be able to see what's going on, not hear them sway me to a view. I want to see it in real time. When I sit here and I watch this game, I always seem to come away with a different take that I get my ass handed to me about. And it's not that I'm attempting to be different for the hell of it. It's just the fact that I happen to see things that I'm not trying to figure it out. Like in case y'all didn't notice, I'm getting ready to put the link in there because I'm going to have a kind of a semi-short show. But in case y'all didn't notice, Kirby Joseph, drafted in the third round, not on the field. That tight end, Mitchell, not on the field. Keep going down the list, people. Pascal, not on the field. Look at the number of people took in that's not on the damn field. And you people gave him an A++ draft. That's not the point. The point I'm trying to get you to understand is get away from the social media. Get away from the news articles and all the people who just going to go to the most obvious things. Take a step back. The season is far from over. You're going to have a game against the Seattle Seahawks, which you should win, but you should be concerned because they do have a quarterback who's mobile. You're going to turn around and have a game against the Patriots with Brian Hoyer. And please don't sleep on Brian Hoyer. I've seen other people look worse, but don't make that mistake. The Lions continue to not ride the hot hand another week. And y'all backed me last week not to go to task on them in the win, to just enjoy the win. And I follow suit. I gave you what you wanted. I did not go to task on them in the win, and I let it be. I touched on it briefly, and people ignored it and treated it like, oh, okay. This sucks. All right? And I get it. I absolutely get it. But guess what else I discovered? Because if I'm going to tell it, then I got to tell it all. You know how Usher say, these are my confessions? If I'm going to tell it, then I got to tell it all. I got to. Got to. I want y'all to see something. Okay? Let me go ahead and bring this on the screen. I don't want no excuses. I just want to talk objectively. I'm not looking for no praise. I just want to talk objectively. I don't want you to try to explain anything to me. Just simply be here with me on this one. Okay? I put the link in the description, so if you want to join the show, I'll get you in there because I just wanted to point out a few of the things, and I'm not even done. And for the people who talks about, first of all, shout out to my man Beast Morris. Shout out to the big homie over there who went live after the game, loved every bit of it. Then we went into a space on Twitter. Didn't know this was a thing, but I enjoyed the hell out of it. I'm going to start doing my own damn spaces. So if you ain't on Twitter to come and be a part of the space, you should get on there. I plan on doing some things over there, right? But let's just get down to the nuts and bolts of it all. Just the nuts and bolts of it all, right? Which is, I want to be able to have an objective conversation because y'all didn't want me to be critical, but you probably want me to be critical now, and I can't. While y'all are all concerned about him throwing the ball deep on that third down play, this is the play that lost the game. Well, Luke, what do you mean? I mean, you got to be kidding me, Luke. How is this the play to lose the game? This can't be the play to lose the game, Luke. This is ridiculous. You overreacting. Once again, Luke, you're reaching. Okay, well, let my ass reach because I'm going to reach into your heart for you to finally take a second to just ask yourself, why did you subscribe to that BS? This is the play that cost them the game. Why are we going for it here? I'm not being funny or nothing, but this is right here is when you take the field goal. You're on the road. You don't leave no points on the table. You take the field goal. That takes some more time off the clock. And then all you have to do is basically kick the ball off and had your defense hold. But I know, Luke, you said the defense sucked. I know, but this was the play that lost the game. There were other plays before this, but this is the one. Let's take a look at what happened right here. Let's just take a look. I got it in slow-mo because I want you to see. Now, you may not have seen that. Let me go back a little bit. Some things, sometimes you need a little motivation to see them as they are. I want you to watch my man's. What's this? This must be Dacker. Yeah, that's got to be. Is this Dacker or is this Sewell? I got to think who this one is. My brain is wrecking me. My brain is wrecking me. No, that might be Sewell. Don't worry about it. But watch this lineman right here. Oh, wait. I got the wrong one. That's my bad. This guy right here. 58. That's Sewell. That's who it was. There we go. All right. We ain't talking about this shit here. Sewell needs to do his job if we're going to go for it here. But again, why are we going for it? This is a much makeable field goal here. And I know what you're going to say. Well, Luke, that only made the score 27-21, which pushed them up by 6. True, but then they have to go down, use timeouts, 2 minutes warning, all the other stuff, and still try to get the ball back. Anything can happen there. Anything. But it doesn't matter. You went for it. Grand, whatever. You're playing to win the game. That's what they say. That's what they talk about. Cool. Look at Sewell. Good job there by the defender. Now, we already got that out the way. That one mistake of him whiffing, which is supposed to be a combination block, in my opinion, forces the running back to bounce out because guess what? Their linebackers actually filled the damn gap. The gloriousness of it all. And now our guy has to avoid a foot tackle. But look, their linebacker's still there, and so is their cornerback. And everybody's in to make love. Good job. This is the play that lost the game. We're not going to talk about that, though. Let's get back to the other part. No excuses, right? We ain't going to talk about that. You know why? The same way we ain't going to talk about that is because we're not going to talk about the other parts of it. Because anytime you bring up Aiden Hutchinson or you bring up anybody else, this is exactly what I hear, and I'm not making this up. This is exactly what I hear when I try to bring up something that I can see becoming a bigger problem. Every single time I bring up a critical damn point of the small things that's going to lead to a bigger problem, I hear we don't talk about Bruno. That's what I hear. I hear we don't talk about Bruno at all. I bring up Aiden Hutchinson not winning one-on-ones. We don't talk about Bruno. No, we can't talk about him. No, God forbid we do that. I bring up the fact of a cornerback getting beat. Everybody want to talk about Armanio Warrior. Oh, that was some of the weakest pass interference calls I've ever seen. They just was. And it is what it is. And if you want to say he had a bad game, fine. I'm not going to judge you. But God, why we can't talk about Bruno? Why we can't talk about these draft picks that's not helping? I got my first guest in the building. The link is in the description. Feel free to join me. I'm bringing in my man Kyle Webb. What up, though?
What's up, Luke?
Talk to me, man.
Yeah, Luke, man, you would still trust Garrett Goff. You still trust Garrett Goff after our kicker missed 2 field goals. He made 2 field goals and he whiffed on that try that Dan Campbell I don't know why Dan Campbell put our kicker out there and kick. He said his normal average is not that good from way out there.
Okay, how many yards is this? Where would the kicker be at this point? Not even at this point. How many yards away would the kicker be? Would you predict if you was a betting man that the kicker would have been somewhere around where, I don't know, say Jamal Williams is?
That's what I'm saying. Dan Campbell didn't trust the kicker after he missed.
He missed a 48-yard field goal. This right here ain't 48 yards. This right here that I got on the screen is not a 48-yard field goal. And if he didn't trust him at this point, well, we need to talk about Bruno. Oh, wait, we don't talk about Bruno, right? Because when you start to be critical, you get called different things. So we don't talk about Bruno. The reality is you take the points here. You're on the road. You've gambled at this point, great. But if you go up 6, they know that they got to score a touchdown, which changes the way you could defend them, which means that now you can defend them a little bit differently. Start sending the camp at them, which brings me to my other point. How is it possible that we only got 1 sack and that came from a linebacker? You know what? Keep going. Go ahead, Kyle. My bad. I ain't mean to break you. I'm just confused by a lot of this stuff. I just don't want to hear the excuses. At this point, you take the field goal.
I don't know why. They had Swift on pitch count because they said he had a shoulder injury and then he got a ankle injury now.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy though? Even with him having an injury, right? I see you in the back, Anthony. Even with him having an injury, and I'm not making this up, even with him having that injury, he still did damn good.
I don't know why Jamal Williams was in there in the first place, because he did good too. That usually be Swift doing getting those yardage off of 4th and 1.
But you gotta look, Kyle. You stay with me. You gotta look at it and tell yourself, look, he still did good. Jamal Williams performed. We didn't run the ball as much as we should have. We should have had about 38 carries to 40 carries this damn game. They couldn't stop the run. They just couldn't. And no matter what they did, they
went away with it. Exactly what you said, Luke. They went away with it, and then they started getting one-dimensional, and then the playbook was wide open for the Vikings, and you know when you start throwing the ball, the Vikings know what you're doing.
And this is the other part I didn't understand. Why are you throwing the ball so damn much with the lead? I'm asking these questions because instead of us subscribing to things for the hell of it, why are you throwing the ball so damn much with a lead?
Our running game was working. I don't know why we went away with it in the first place. And I think Ben Johnson probably got a little, you know, I don't know what was wrong with him, but they should have thought what they were doing through the whole entire game. It was working.
The reality is this, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, is we have a bunch of players who can't help us win the damn game right now, and we ignored it. I hate to be the bearer of bad news again. The fact that the guy that you took 2nd overall is getting blocked by tight ends. This ain't. I'm not making this up. Please don't make me show the tape. He's getting blocked by tight ends. He had 1 quarterback hit, and that quarterback hit is questionable, but don't worry about it. We don't talk about Bruno. Kyle, let me get the other people in the building, man, okay?
All right.
Anthony, patiently waiting in the back, man. What's going on, brother?
Hey, I'm not bad, Luke. How are you?
I'm good. I gotta lay a disclaimer out, Anthony. No excuses today. We only going to be objective and actually talk about what happened. The scenario that I present to people is one that I think is fair, okay? Which is when you look at this team, they should have been grossly run heavy. I think when you look at it, take away these 2 runs right here, that's about 33. Craig Reynolds should have had more carries. Swift was out there, should have had at least 10 at that point. But at this point, at least it's just how it's supposed to look when you got Swift, and it don't look like this. When I go back and I look at this play right here, how long would you say this field goal is? Like, let me make this big. I want you, because I'm just thinking to myself, this is not even 40-yard field goal.
No.
So this has to happen. This has to happen, and we talking about other things, but we're not talking about how Sewell whiffed on the block there. We're not talking about how every time you look up, their running game was getting to our 3rd level before we even knew we had a linebacker. And please don't make me get started on Malcolm Rodriguez and him being a rookie, because I'm going to hurt people's feelings with the facts here today, which is he's a guy that you're praising because he's a 6th-round pick. And I get it. And he's a good story. And he was on Hard Knocks and everything else. And I'm not trying to downgrade a person. But he has rookie moments. And that's cool. Aiden Hutchinson has rookie moments. That's cool. But the rest of the players that we took over the last 2 drafts from Brad Holmes, where are they at on the field?
Yeah. deep in their half.
I mean, I'm trying to, you know what? Let me go back to a timestamp. Do you mind giving me a second so I can show something, Anthony? I really want to. I want the people to put their attention on the right thing. I see you in the back, Gunner. Just hold tight for me. Right? It says now. Steve-O says Luke is quick to diss the rookie. We don't talk about Bruno. Let me put the damn song on. Every time somebody bring up an irrelevant point, so you quick to talk about. Who else are we gonna talk about? We took the guy second overall. Who else is we going to talk about? You had a team who you had no pass rush on, like Kirk Cousins was Michael Vick, and he was comfortable. Who else are we going to talk about? Please tell me. If we're not talking about the rookie play, who else are we going to talk about?
If Dalvin Cook didn't get hurt, and he only did, the Vikings would have had more rushing yards than us. We could have thought Dalvin Cook.
Who else are we going to talk about? You took him second overall. Where's the second round pick at? I'm sick of this. And I'm not yelling at you, Steve-O. I'm not mad at you, Steve-O. I'm asking the question. Where the hell was he? He didn't pass the eye test. And even when you look at the game that he had against the Washington football team, because I think Commanders is a stupid name, and I'm not going to call him that. Even when you look at that game, I can tell you I watched this game. He did not have a damn motor. Where was the motor at? Where was the effort at? It has nothing to do with who I did not want or wanted. He's here. I root for him. I don't care if I wanted the Keebler elf. Once they get here, I root for them. And that means that I get to be objective about it.
It's all of them, though, Luke. I mean, you know, when your two top pass rushers against this team are your nose tackle and Alex Anzalone, there are issues there. I mean, Julian Aquarum, nothing on 13 snaps. You know, he's meant to be the guy who, you know, everyone wants to keep because he's so good and that. What did he do? Harris had an all right game, but what did he do? He's like the vet in there. He did nothing. Austin Bryant had a couple of pressures on there. He did nothing. I mean, this is an indictment of that entire defensive line that you've spent money on. And people go, oh, Pascal and Levi are still to come back, etc. Well, you've still got enough out there. Your defensive line created 50 pressures in the first two games. And they came out with about 12 in this one against the line that ain't particularly that good. You know, the entire defensive line is at fault here. And when Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell say you win the games in the trenches, and to be honest, neither unit really turned up. I mean, the offensive line, yes, when it came to its pass blocking, was great. No sacks, one quarterback hit, great. But what about the end of the game? You're trying to get that one first down. You're trying to run the ball. Jamal Williams was getting hit in the backfield every single play. They could not run block to save their lives at the end of this game. Both sides of the trenches let us down in this one. Coaching let us down in this one. It's not just one rookie here. It was a collective failure in that last 10 minutes from just about everybody.
And to be fair, I ran down the whole list of people. I questioned Brad Holmes. I questioned Dan Campbell. I questioned the only thing I can't question is Jared Goff, and I'm shocked. I can't question him through 3 games. Here's another fun fact for you people. Do you know what the Lions defense is giving up in the terms of total? Well, hold on. Let me go back. If you leave the pick 6 in there, which makes that total of 38 to 35 games, then that means that they gave up a total of 31 points a game. And what is it realistically feasible for you to have to score 35 every goddamn week? I'll wait. The Eagles just won the game 24-10. How about we actually go out there and do something of significance there? And then take the pick 6 out of it. It's still 28 points they're giving up per game on average at this point, while your offense is averaging 31. So why do we got to score 30 to win a damn game? But I can't talk about Bruno. I can't talk about all the other stuff. I'm critical, and I'm being objective about it. It's not me yelling at anybody. It's me saying, listen, you have a guy who you took, and I'm going to put it out there. You took Kirby Joseph, and this is the second time we ain't have Tracy Walker, and in comes Juju Smith. Let me show y'all Juju Smith, people. Hold on. Let me get this thing going. All right, here we go. Now, while we here, let's take a look at my man Juju up here. Okay. Are y'all seeing Juju? I want y'all to focus on Juju because everybody loves this. And all I put for a note here is Juju starting, laughing my ass off. That's what I put. Look at Juju. I want y'all to watch this. Also, pay attention to this, how this play breaks down. Where the linebackers at? Look where the linebackers at. Where the linebackers at?
You can.
Don't wait. Don't fear. Here comes Juju. Watch him, boy. Woo, Juju.
I didn't say that.
Look at that. Juju didn't want no parts of that.
Yeah.
He didn't want no parts of that.
The trouble is, Luke, when you say something critical, this, we've been saying the same. This is objectively critical. There are things wrong here. Then just people say you're overreacting. Oh, you want Dan Campbell fired? Oh, you want Aaron Glenn fired? Oh, it's like, no. I just expect my team to be basically competent in areas of this football game.
Yes.
I mean, I have issues with Aaron Glenn right now. Everyone tells me he's the best thing since sliced bread. He's going to be a head coach, etc. What happened pretty much this day 12 months ago? We lost to the Ravens because we couldn't contain a 2-minute drive. What could we not do this week? 1:10 left, no timeouts, 3 plays, we give up a touchdown. We can't deal with a 2-minute drive. All you have to do is keep your man in front of you. Keep him in front of you. Get a field goal. It still goes to overtime, and they still blew that. This is nothing to do with talent or injuries. This is basic stuff that I expect my team in year 2 of a rebuild to be learning about. None of this communication issue rubbish. You've just had a timeout. You have plenty of time to execute your play. The same basic problems that existed 12 months ago are still here now, and we're giving up a lot of points. Nothing has changed.
And that's the thing that I want to talk about. I don't want to keep talking about I don't want to keep talking about Dan Campbell. I don't want to keep talking about that. Okay. I want to get another person in here because again, we can't talk about Bruno. So I can't talk about Bruno. You know what? Since I can't talk about Bruno, let me give y'all one more snippet. Just one more. I can't talk about Bruno, but I could damn sure talk about the other guy that y'all in love with. That's Malcolm Rodriguez right there. Because linebackers don't matter, right? That's your Malcolm Rodriguez right there. Watch how the damn center get up here and smack him out the way. Watch how this linebacker, Ellis Anzalone, who should have been upgraded this year, while y'all praising, I'm going to be quiet. Watch it. Just watch it. Look at this. Look at this. The damn linebacker, watch how he gets pushed into Juju. Oh, no, Juju, but he recovered. Way to make a tackle, Juju. That's how you get in there. You really wanted that smoke. And this is a guy that's better than Kirby Joseph, a guy you took in the 3rd round. But I can't talk about no other rookies, huh? I can't talk about I can't be critical about the other players. Stop playing with me. Let me get my man Ghost Gunner in here, man. I'm not trying to be negative. I want y'all to be understanding of what's going on here. Okay, you got a guy that you took in the 3rd round that everybody said, there, Luke, you got a safety. And he had one good season, and that's questionable. And now I'm being told he needs to develop. Here it is. Come on now. Let's talk about it, man. What's going on, Gunner? What you got for the show?
Lions injury report mid-season form. Let's go.
Listen, and I'm not even mad. I'm not. I just don't like we not talking about the right thing.
For that one,
I agree with this too. But the problem with this statement right here, Dr. Detroit, they call themselves upgrading that. They did that with Pascal. Oh, he can't play. Great move there. They did that with Levi Onwuzurike, which I told people, hey, I see why they took him. At least he had some hustle and some fire. But he ain't been available neither. And guess what? The guy that I like from UCLA seems to be helping Dallas just fine. None of my business, but you're right. Not arguing with you. No excuses, just observations. The game was lost when they should have took the field goal right there and played defense. I don't see why we got to keep scoring 30-some points to win the damn game. It's just ridiculous. Gunner, you up, man. I'm sorry.
Bro, that one clip you just showed, the whole D-line literally just got out-muscled.
Don't even get me started. I was working my way through it, trust me, because we can't talk about Bruno.
And, there's no reason people should be talking about missing John Kaminsky. I'm gonna be he's been great for us, but we should not be relying on a guy who's been a career backup to give us the D-line pressure that we've been needing. That's crazy. You would think. you would think, right? I mean, you would think that, hey, clearly, we should be relying on that guy. But the reality is I wanted players.
I wanted people who's taking spots. I kept repeating over and over, you have, and I cannot stress this enough, you had 5 picks in the top 97. You need to come out with at least 4 starters. You got 2. And if you want to count people like Jameson, well, guess what? Newsflash, he can't help you for a while. We'll see him by Thanksgiving. Yay.
You know what the sad thing is, though, Luke? I mean, it's like me. I'm a Kool-Aid guy. You know me. I'm very positive. I'm very optimistic. But I think after 20 games, you can start asking at least a few questions about this team and about some of the things it's doing. And the way people are going about, like, they don't care really that we lost this game. You are a divisional rival. You are 10 points up with 10 minutes to go. You stripped out the lead running back who's killing you. He goes out injured. You have the ball. You have the clock. You stop them on multiple drives. Get them to kick the ball away. Keep getting the ball back. You get to a point in the game where you're 3.5 minutes away, 10 points up, and you still squander it. You're at a point where you've got 1:10 left and you're kicking a field goal when you shouldn't be. You should be punting, giving them a long field. You had every opportunity to win this game. It's not to do with injuries. It's not to do with coaching. You lost this game, and people act like it doesn't matter. Oh, it's game 3 in year 2 of a rebuild. Your expectations are too high. No, screw that. I watched the Jaguars kill the Chargers. I watch all these
don't
teams
get me
around
started on that. Don't get me started on that.
And I'm not expected to think that a team that's with 10-0 up, with 10 points up, 10 minutes on the road, we have every advantage we can ask for in this situation. We throw it away, and people think that because you question why we lost that, you're negative, that you want the coach fired, you want players fired.
And I'm not even saying that. I'm not even saying that, Anthony. What I'm saying is not even fired. But I'm saying we need to be asking questions that are relevant and objective. Where are our players that we drafted to have impact on this team? Because I'm using just 2 eyeballs. And if you got 1 good eyeball, I know your vision is better than mine. And you can see the same way Ray Charles can see, they're not generating any type of impact for us. They're not. And it's so sad when you look at it because Washington just gave up 9 sacks to the Eagles. So was that really a good performance from our rookie, or was they just playing a really crappy team? But let me get into one more clip before I bring in my man Rumble, because I want to be fair. I'm not trying to be critical, and I get what Greedy said. Greedy was like, you ain't talking about us having people be hurt. They had people be hurt. Devin Cook wasn't in there. They was missing people. And for all the people, I'll be the first to tell you, I've been very impressed with Jeff Okudah, but let's put this in perspective. He had help the whole time. They left Amani on the island, coming off an injury, and unfortunately, they chose to let Okudah cover Jefferson. Cool, right? But they still didn't have another safety to really help out on the other end. But let's look at another clip really quick, and I'm going to bring in Rumble. I put down a note for this. We don't need linebackers. This is what I put down for this. We don't need linebackers and we don't need safeties. Don't need that. Just watch them. Look at the great play here. Yes.
Can't see the quote.
You don't need no linebackers, baby. Yes. No excuses. All truth here. That's all I'm saying.
You need to put the clip up, Luke.
Oh, you know what? Let me go back. Because that's how you know I was looking at it. I wanted people to see it. Let me go back. I want to make sure I don't miss this. Because you don't need a linebacker here. This is not what you need. Our linebackers are freaking amazing. Look at this. Just watch it unfold. You don't need linebackers. No. Look at them boys run. Let's get it. Woo! Get them safety. Get them Elliott. Damn it. Come on. Get over there, Anzalone. You was there. Where you at, Juju? I know you around here somewhere. Yeah. Hold on. Let me give him one more. Just one more. Because you see, they say I'm not being fair. Right? They say I'm not being fair. Right? I don't even know what to call this. How can I describe this? Let me see. How do I want to put this? I know how I'm gonna do it. This is how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put it like right here. Let's put this right about here. Look at this. This is beautiful. I want y'all to just take this in here. Now, the whole purpose of me doing this is I want you to look up here. This right here is your 2nd overall pick. We don't talk about Bruno. So I'm not going to say his name. I'm just going to say Bruno. Bruno's up here. We don't talk about Bruno. Look at this effort. Ooh, look at this move. Ooh. Woo! Way to dip, baby. Now dip, baby. Let me go back. Sometimes this thing gets a little lost in translation. Watch the move, baby. Spin, rip, yank, pull, dip. All right, go back. Swim, choke, spit on him, throw some dirt, talk about his mother, something. Look at these moves, man. You can't make this stuff up. I was very critical of Kayvon for not using a damn move to get around the tackle. If I'm a tackle, this is great. Let me just walk you around him. Oh, wait. We can't miss it. So many things happening here. Look at my man get off the block. Let's go, Elliott. Yeah, baby. Ooh. Okay, never mind. Don't worry about it. Here come Rodrigo, baby. Yes. Nailed it. All right, I'm back. I'm done. My man Rumble, let me get you in the building, sir. What can I do for you today?
You're just having a field day. It's crazy.
Woo! What's up, boys, man? How y'all doing, man?
My man, hold on really quick. Let me get my man up in here. My man Maniac Tim is in the building. He says, I blame the loss on the coach, Campbell, and Brad Holmes. He's trying to say coach. I get what he's saying, but come on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My man Craig said Luke is just mad we didn't draft Kyle Hamilton. I'm not. See, this is the thing. Everybody thinks that I'm upset we didn't grab Kyle Hamilton. I don't care we did. We didn't grab Isaiah Simmons. I'm more upset with that one, right? And we didn't take him. But that's not my problem here. That's not my problem. My problem is you got a chance to see with your own two eyes in slow-mo that a guy has a 101 and couldn't even get enough bend to get around there to impact the game. My problem is you have a host of people that have been drafted between the last two seasons, and most of them are not on the field. My problem is you took a safety in the third round. And in that third round, you took a safety who had one good season at the bend in college for like 8 years, and then he's still not good enough to be the guy named Juju. I'm just saying. What do you got for me, Rumble?
Man, there's a lot of impact with this game, man. Like, once again, game management. I can't believe we gave the Vikings like 6 timeouts, man. Incomplete passes, stop the clock. And then, we stopped the clock. Dan Campbell calls a timeout, like in a very critical, play, which ultimately won the game for the Vikings. There's just so much we're exposed as far as, every position is a rookie at this point, in my opinion. We have to get better. Amani, 6 consecutive penalties, resulting in first downs. After the third consecutive one, he should have been on the bench. Pleasant should have been in his face. Glenn should have been in his face, just reminding him how critical this is. And then he should have been more, open by saying something along the lines of, hey, you know what? I'm hurt. Give me a couple plays, something. And then that touchdown, there was no communication. The guy thought he had help over the top or something. I don't know what happened, but the guy from Detroit wins the game for him. And I'm ultimately shocked that nobody took pride in being like, okay, we have to stand tall here. Like, we shut them out the first half. I'm overall, it's a lot of mistakes that need to be.
But they could be cleaned up. They can. And this is why I'm not overreacting. I'm getting upset at the people who coming in here with excuses. I gave the disclaimer. This show ain't for you today. I'm not accepting your excuses. I'm not. I love William, but you ain't the coach. You ain't the coach here. You don't know it's a scheme issue. Bullshit. You want me to really show it? You want me to really show you what's going on here? When he getting blocked by goddamn running backs, you really want me to go through that process? Come on, man. Stop the excuses. Why can't we talk about Bruno? How come?
See, you know when you've hit a nerve, Luke, you see all these people going, oh, you're just upset that we didn't draft Hamilton. Oh, we're doomed. Oh, we want, Dan Campbell fired, Brad Holmes fired. They're showing such overreaction to this. Like, we're being so negative about something that it's like, well, address the issues then. Explain to me why my team wasted a 10-point lead. There were coaching issues. There were player issues. Explain that to me. Explain why you will accept that. Explain why that's acceptable for you in the Detroit Lions.
Can I explain it?
Yeah.
Can I explain it? Because we don't talk about Bruno. It's so easy to skip over the other stuff and do it. I got you in the back, Will. Don't go nowhere. I got you. All right. It's so easy to talk about Bruno.
It's just all this overreaction shit. Oh, you want Dan Campbell fired. Oh, you're upset you didn't get Kyle Hamilton. That's how you know that you're making a right point, because people are going to such lengths to try and discredit you. You know,
Hold on,
like,
wait.
they're just bitter. They're just bitter. We're not bitter. We are asking legitimate questions about a bad performance in the last quarter this week, and you expect better. And people are just like, I can't believe how many people are just okay with this. Oh, we never expected to win this game. Oh, we've got injuries. Oh,
I did.
Like, what the hell? Do you think the Jags expected to beat the Chargers? Do you think the Panthers expected to beat the Saints? No, they did, because their teams came through for them.
You want a fun fact?
Ours didn't.
You want a fun fact that we're not talking about too? This is a team in the middle of a rebuild with a new head coach we just lost to. Jacksonville defense over 3 games is averaging 12 points a game. But, you know, I don't know what I'm talking about because linebackers don't matter. Watch my man Hicks here on my man Amon-Ra St. Brown. Just check it out. 3rd and 4. Check out my man Amon-Ra St. Brown right here. Let's get it, baby. Oh, wait. I'm in the wrong spot. This is how you know. Okay, here we go. He down here. Watch Hakeem Hicks. Let's go, Amon-Ra. The linebacker can make a play. But Luke, he had his hand around him. Nope. That's good defense. I don't care how you slice it. That's good defense. The real problem is why is this linebacker running with our receiver? Linebackers don't matter. Yeah, I'm Patty. I know. I'm going to be every name that everybody want to talk about, but the reality is stop overreacting. Stop overreacting. Yes, was it a bad outing? It sure was.
Oh, man.
No, that was Hicks. Let me bring in William. William want to tell me because William wants to tell me about the scheme and why I shouldn't do these other things. Mind y'all, he's not going to talk about Bruno. So let's go. William, you up?
Yeah, what's good, Luke? How you doing?
I'm here, man. Go ahead, break it down for me, brother.
Yeah, so the reason I'm asking a question there, so it'd be
wait, you're breaking up on me. Am I the only one to hear him breaking up?
Oh, sorry.
No, he's breaking up.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
There you go. All right, I'm listening.
So it could be one of the things for me. So you can see on that play that Austin Bryant moves inside into the B gap between the guard and the tackle. So to me, that either means that the call from Aaron Glenn was that he was designed to do that in case it was a scheme issue, or he did that on his own. So the reason I call it a scheme issue is that you cannot ask a linebacker that is inside a guard.
Hold on, wait. Let me go back. Which play are you referring to? I want to know which play you're referring
to. This is the one you initially started this, but we couldn't see the clip. You know what I'm talking about?
With Juju. Yeah, Juju starting. That's what I titled that one Juju starting. Let me go back to Juju starting.
It was
okay.
I thought it was the one where Deshaun Elliott made the tackle on the sideline.
Deshaun Elliott made the tackle on the sideline.
Yeah, you said Deshaun Elliott. It might be Juju. Go to that clip.
All right. I want to make sure I can bring it up so people, can have a visual. So let me try to. I'm gonna make it the full screen for this purposes, right? And I want to. Again, I'm an open book. Y'all feel free to come in and shoot me a new one. I'm not mad. All right. So
not this one. Not this one.
Okay. So are you talking about? You're talking about this one then. I think you might be talking about this one.
This one was on the left offensive hash. The offense is moving the same way. So as you can see, the end at the bottom of the screen moves in. And then
right
asking
here, right?
A linebacker. Yep. So
you break it up on me. I don't know what's going on.
His starting position. Yeah.
Right,
that was the starting position of Rodriguez.
Okay, let's look at Rodriguez.
Looking at the starting position of Rodriguez, he is 30 right now. So outside shoulder of the offensive guard. Okay. It is extremely difficult to ask Rodriguez on outside zone to be able to cross the face of an unblocked tight end.
I call bullshit.
So with that,
I'm tell you what. I call bullshit. Hold on.
Wait. Let me finish the whole. Let me finish. No, you gotta let me finish the whole statement.
I hate doing this. This show right here is getting ran so we can have a conversation, not because you want to just drive home a point. So just hold a second. You can hold a second.
No, that's not what I'm doing.
So wait a minute. Wait 1 minute. Thank you.
So
So on this play right here that you said it's not fair to ask him to do this. This guy's whole job at this point is to exactly get this right shoulder on the outside of this damn tight end. He does not do that. In fact, he gets turned inside to the middle linebacker who's scraping. Don't tell me that this is not something you can't ask him to do, because then you're going to force me to go right back to a rookie on Jacksonville who did the exact same thing. So we're not making excuses today. I know you like Malcolm Rodriguez. He's your guy. You love him, but that's bullshit. He has to get outside. That's just facts.
Did I ever say anything about me liking Rodriguez? No.
That's it, going through it.
He breaking up bad. I can't even make out what he's saying.
It is a very, very tough ask. Okay. It's a very, very tough ask.
He's a professional.
Wait. Let me finish. Why?
Now he lost his connection. Mark says he's not letting you talk because he's wrong and you're right. I don't know.
Flows over the top.
Huh?
That is the only time I saw in my year-long breakdown last year that we had that type of run fit. So either you are asking Alex Anzalone to get all the way across or you're asking against a predominantly outside zone team. I don't know why we have that.
You breaking up so bad that nobody can make out what you're saying.
Bro, what's Michigan's internet's going through it? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I literally can't make out anything you said. I didn't get anything that you said. I caught
Anyways, my main point is that it's stupid to have Austin Bryant do a short movement inside against a predominantly outside zone team when you're not blitzing someone to that side. It does not make sense. You're just losing and giving up an easy edge. And at that point, against an outside zone team, that's just candy. They saw it coming. They probably saw it telling. That's why we got that play against us. That's just a good play call against our play call. Now, could Malcolm Rodriguez have made a play? Yeah. But you're asking a rookie to make like an all-pro or a Pro Bowl level play to get on the outside shoulder to fight all the way across an unblocked tight end. It's not fair.
That's basic linebacker play. I learned that in Little League, bro. I would learn that in Pale football. You get your outside shoulder free and turn everything inside. You want me to make excuses for a guy?
Wait, but not all teams turn stuff inside.
I feel you want me to make an excuse for a guy who's on the outside.
I'm not making excuses.
I didn't say you.
I'm giving possible reasons.
You said you want me to make the excuse. He didn't get himself on the outside. What are we talking about here? He got turned inside to the inside backer. So
yes, was that his job?
To get outside, yeah.
How do you know that? You just impugned me earlier for not being a Lions coach. And I couldn't know it was a scheme thing. How do you know it's a scheme thing? That it wasn't a scheme thing.
I didn't say it wasn't a scheme thing. What I said is I know linebacker assignment, and if he's scraping towards that outside, you cannot get yourself caught and turned inside to the inside backer behind you. That just doesn't happen.
Do you know linebacker assignment of every team? No, I don't. No.
This is the thing right here, William, that you seem to miss right here. Why you don't want to talk about Bruno, I'm going to talk about Bruno. And why you don't want to bring up the facts of that a linebacker is supposed to have his outside shoulder free at all times, I will. And you can even tell me in your own
that's regard. Not true.
They don't?
There are times in the defense that I'm a part of where we do not ask a linebacker to have his outside shoulder free.
Okay. Well,
I'm just you're painting a very broad brush with your knowledge instead of thinking that it could be a different scheme thing. That's how I'm approaching this. And from a scheme perspective, even if it was his job to get outside, it's extremely tough to do that from that position with that guy unblocked. I guarantee you, if Austin Bryant did not move inside, that play does not happen. It does not go for as long as it does. And yeah, he could have got the edge. But to me, that's an issue of Austin Bryant messing up our linebackers. I'm like, he could have made a play, yeah, but that's Austin Bryant allowing a tight end just to climb. And that's not fair for that positioning.
Well,
it's bad on the coaches to ask him to do that.
Fair? You know what's not fair? It's not fair for our defense to give up 31 points a game. You know that's not fair. You know it's not fair for our offense to have to score 35 points to win a game. It's not fair for our linebackers to not be present and have a running back that is getting off every damn week. I'm tired of watching people get to the third level. It's not fair for our leading tacklers to be safeties. It's not fair for the only sack in this game to come from a linebacker who shouldn't even have the damn sack because he had effort. But yet my second overall pick ain't having it. That's not fair. You don't tell me about what ain't fair. What ain't fair is having a third pick drafted third overall as a safety and he can't get on the field to a dude named Juju. Don't tell me about fair. Don't come in here telling me, oh, well, we got to have this and he don't got to get his shoulder on the outside. Bullshit. I played that spot. He's the guy that got to get outside, period.
Exactly. So here's my thing with this. That guy, Rodriguez went right into the block.
Yes.
The tight end did not have to make he didn't have to make any effort to try to secure that block. He went right into him. Now I get it. Maybe it was his job to occupy that tight end so that the other linebacker can run over and make a play. But even still, you have to push that. You have to push the running back into the guy that's not being blocked. You have to get that outside edge. You have to. There's no way. There's no way you allow him.
It's not even just that.
And he used Rodriguez to pick the other linebacker. Like he took two players out of the play essentially, which gave them like 7 more yards. Like there was nobody touched the running back until, like you said, 10 yards downfield. And at that point, it's already too late, man. First down is got.
Right, and that's my point. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel here. I'm not trying to just sit here and crucify people for here. I'm asking questions that we should have had. We could have addressed this in that draft, and we didn't. We did not address it. We should have taken linebacker earlier. We should have taken 2 linebackers. We should have went defense all the way through that damn draft, and that's all I'm asking. I'm not telling people that they got to do anything else, but I'm not doing the excuses today. I'm not doing the excuses. I don't come in here talking about fire Dan Campbell. Don't come in here talking about doing this and doing that. Then when I bust that ass on the fact that I played and I was good at, we want to talk about other things. We're going to talk about Bruno today. We're going to talk about it today because you know why? Because the little things become the big. And they have come back to bite us every step of the way. I am tired of acting as if though we cannot talk about players' performances individually. I hyped up Jeff Okudah. I appreciated what Jeff Okudah did. He did a very good job and he had help. Amani Oruwariye had a moment, right, where he had some calls that I thought were very weak, but whatever. They called him. We got some calls that went our way. I thought there were some play calls on offense that was dumb, where our receivers don't get it first, don't even go past the first, and the ball is thrown to them. Where TJ Hockenson don't go past the first down line and they throw the ball to him. I got that tie step too. I'm not looking for nothing to go crazy. I'm bringing Will back so he can Will, you back?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, no. What you just, like, the whole bit you went on, I'm not asking for excuses to, like, why people aren't doing good, any of that. I'm just asking for blame to be assigned to the correct spots. Austin Bryant went inside when there was no... Wait. Everybody
gets blamed.
Wait, please let me finish. Austin Bryant moved inside. There's no... The only time we've done that this season is with a blitz. And for those run fits, it did not make sense to do that. So in my eyes, Austin Bryant allowed the tight end to just climb to the second level. Rodriguez could have been hard play. he might stop it for 3 less yards. But had Austin Bryant been there, Rodriguez could have afforded to cut back. That's why
with all due respect, I call BS on it. I'm sorry. Let's go to another. I want to go to another clip because I just think that there are moments that we have to talk about, right? Because we can't talk about Bruno, right? I know there's going to be some excuses made here, but there go Bruno. I can't say his name because I'm biased and we didn't get this and all this other stuff. But we got to question this. Now, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but look how far he is outside of here. And that right there is one tight end. Let's pay attention, people, because we don't talk about Bruno. 1-on-1. Don't tell me he double team or nothing. No lies here today. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Whoop his ass, Bruno. Get him, Bruno. Tear that tight end up. You know what's funny?
Did you play that full speed for me?
Joey Bosa. If that was Joey Bosa, if that was JJ Watts, if that was TJ Watts, if that was anybody that's a real pass rusher, you think they fighting and playing around with this tight end? Yeah, that's right. Way to. Mind you, this is in slow-mo. Way to get off that tight end. Ooh, yeah. Look at he twitched his nipples on that one. Loving it. Get off that. Get off. Yep. I said it before. He got to win one-on-ones. I demand more. I demand more from. Yeah, your thing breaking up bad, Will. I demand more from our players. I demand more from our coach. I demand more from our general manager. I demand more from our fan base. Y'all calling for this man's job. It's too early. Like, come on. He got to win a one-on-one, especially against a tight end. That's all I'm saying. Now, look.
No, I agree with that. There was some technical issues there that I even pointed out on the Discord, is that one of the issues I've seen through the games thus far is that he rushes high. And that could be a multitude of issues. It could be a product of the tightness in his hips, but the way he rushes kind of alleviates that as well. So my issue is that he's high there. And on as well, he's not doing a second or third or fourth move. Right there, he beat the tight end. He beat the tight end.
He beat who?
Wait. He beat the tight end until he didn't rip through. Had he ripped through, he would have come free. But he didn't. He didn't. Will, stop, please. This is right here is not a beating a tight end. This I don't know what planet that please
that we
don't misinterpret what I just said.
Where this is beating the tight end. The tight end never lost him. He's in total control.
Please don't misinterpret what I just said. I said he hadn't beat until he didn't rip.
There was no had beat at all. Where did he have him beat?
Right when he rips, he got past him. Had he ripped earlier?
Where did he get past him?
Wait. If he rips, he wins. I'm saying if he ripped, right?
But he didn't.
He wins. He didn't. That's what I said.
So he didn't beat him.
Wait, that's literally what I said. You just did not listen there.
No, I listened very well. I told you he didn't beat
I said
you said he had him beat.
Here, let me rephrase it. Let me rephrase it here.
Well, go ahead and rephrase it.
It was a one rep until he did not rip. Had he ripped, that would have been a completely different story. But he did not rip, and his arm got caught behind him. He cannot do that. You see the arm get caught?
You know what I find more interesting? This is going to sound real funny. You know what I find more interesting? At this point, why don't he just bull rush a tight end and toss him out his way? Instead of playing with his nipples.
What's the down distance? I can't see it past the...
First and 10.
First and 10? Mm-hmm. What quarter?
The fourth. I don't know why this information is needed for you, but I'm not mad at you. I'm glad you're asking questions.
Yeah.
Let me get to another clip. Let me get to another.
Oh,
clip.
wait. I asked that.
Well, hold on a second. I gotta keep
Wait.
it pushing. I gotta keep it pushing. What you gotta understand is I got a short show and I'm trying to get through it. I know you want to come in and give an expertise and everything, and you work with the Lions and their coaching staff. I'm just saying. I gotta keep it going. Okay, just hold on one second. All right. Let's go down here because we don't talk about Bruno. Give me a second. I want to get to this next clip. I want to show y'all clips that I think were significant in this game. This is 2nd and goal. I'm gonna say this again. 2nd and goal. Let's just watch this right here. Let me go back. Now, y'all may be wondering, well, what did I miss here? Huh? What is it that I missed, Luke? That's right there is not Devin Cook. No. That's Madison. You know who this is right here? That's Juju. Oh, I love me some Juju. Juju, in my opinion, is the best thing we ever brought to this team. Watch Juju as he decides that he wants to get in on this smoke. Come on, Juju, get in on this smoke. Show him something. Maybe next time.
Who would you rather have, Juju Hughes or Tavon Wilson?
Tavon Wilson.
7 missed tackles in one play.
Tavon
7 missed tackles in one play.
But we can't talk about Bruno. We can't talk about where's our linebackers. I gave credit. And I gave fault. Like I said, there was one play where Aiden blew the dude up, and I'm like, okay, and what you call it, bounced it outside. I'm like, well, that's nothing there. But come on, bro. Come on.
See, this is not acceptable in any form of the game, and that's why I get people the overreactions to the criticism here. We want people fired. Brad Holmes can't draft, all this crap. You're just making up excuses to try and justify this behavior. You're happy with that? Your team, you say you can't win against the Vikings because you make plays like that. Are you happy with that? Honestly, even if it's in just at the start of year 2 of a rebuild, does that make you happy? The fact that you can't take a running back down in 7 attempts on one play and stop him getting a touchdown and stop him getting into this game. That is what you are happy with after a year. Oh, it's injuries. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. No, it's not. There is a problem here. I'm not saying it's a massive problem, but coaching has to start taking some accountability here. You can't coach that. That's rubbish. That's bad tackling like last year.
Yep.
The 2-minute drill at the end. That's bad coaching like last year.
Yep.
So many problems that are still here from last year. And pointing that out doesn't mean you want Brad Holmes fired.
Nope.
Doesn't mean you want Dan Campbell fired. It doesn't mean you hate Hutch. It doesn't mean that Holmes can't draft. It means that there are problems in this team that are not getting addressed. And I am concerned about that. You know why I'm concerned? Because I actually like this coaching team. I want Campbell to do well. I want us to get in the playoffs with him. And when I see a problem like this, it gets me worried. Because there is a reason to be legitimately concerned by this. And the amount of people just happy to write this off because we've got injuries that they knew about. Because, all the excuses in the world come out. I'm sorry, it's bull. It is absolute bull. There is legitimate reason to be mad with this stuff. There is no reason the Lions could not win this game, and to have lost that game in the manner they did with the plays they made and the decisions they made as a coaching staff is unacceptable. And no other team fighting at the bottom of this league is happy with that. The Bears do that. Bears won 2 games already. The Panthers doing that. They're winning games. Giants winning games. Why? Because they're making decisions right. They're not accepting this kind of mediocrity. They're not making excuses about injuries and stuff. Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell knew what was coming this year. They kept all their long-term injured. They draft injured. That's fine. I don't mind. But don't start using that as an excuse when the season comes around because you saw this situation coming. This is a season where you have to make progress on the field as a team. That defense is not making progress. Yes, the offense is making progress, but this time next year, you might not have Swift here. You might not have TJ here. Big V's probably going to be gone. You're going to be making a new decision at quarterback. You can't just think this is going to be the offense of the future all the time. Your whole team has to get better. And this right here is not acceptable in any way, shape, or form. And if you are happy that your team lost the game because we weren't meant to win it, and you're happy with plays like this, well, then that says more about you. It really does.
And again, I can go down a list. I'm assigning blame to all the people, but I don't think people understand why I'm going after particular rookies, because these are people we brought in to help us be better, but we're having the same results. I thought we were getting people that's going to have impact, and I'm not seeing that. And I'm talking about even in the win, I'm like, okay, you know, they told me don't go in, don't be objective. I said, okay, I'll let y'all have the win and enjoy it. But God damn this. The little things are adding up. And I'm telling you, this defense stinks, and you had a chance to fix it. This play right here was really good by Aiden Hutchinson, right? But again, where's your linebackers? Where's your safeties? Where are they? Aiden Hutchinson does the job he's supposed to do on Earl Smith, which he's supposed to do on that other dude. And the difference between this play and the other one is something that I keep pointing out week in and week out. Aiden Hutchinson in the first half, full of energy, not tired, not gassed, gives me this performance. Aiden Hutchinson in the second half, third to fourth, gets lazy, gets tired, gets gassed, and I don't get this performance. Look how far he drove Earl Smith to the back. Why couldn't he do that to that other goddamn tight end?
All right, yeah. I mean, all right, someone's putting in the comment there, what you're talking about, the whole defense is hurt. We beat this team last year with a beaten-up team. You had no Aiden Hutchinson last year. You had no Romeo Okwara. You didn't have a lot of players. You had no Malcolm Rodriguez in at linebacker. You've got practice squad players playing there, and you won. You beat them. Injuries is such a rubbish excuse for this game. You are 10 up with 10 minutes to go. Injuries or not, that is not an excuse to lose this game. This whole defense is not hurt. You know, this is your corners. Amani and Okuda are your first string corners. They're out there. The vast majority of your starting D-line is out there.
The majority of
your
linebackers,
linebackers, your starters are out there.
Let's be honest. The starters were out there. Amani was out there. You had Tracy Walker out there. You had all the people out there. Yes, Tracy Walker got hurt, right? But where was your guy from the third round, Joseph, at? Now explain this to me, though. This one right here. Is it on the screen? Can everybody see this? I want to make sure I'm not losing myself. Can everybody see this?
Yeah.
All right. This right here is a fullback, Ham. Just don't lose sight of him. Now, I want you to understand something. This is what I like to call the convergence of payback. For me as a linebacker, if I'm coming right here, I'm trying to take your life, okay? Because you're going to have to figure out what you're going to do right here. This is a fullback, people. Let me go back to the beginning, because sometimes things get lost. It's a fullback. He's right here. Let's watch this all the way through. But y'all want to tell me about, I can't talk about Bruno. Watch this. The fuck? Are we, really? You gotta be kidding me. You can't make this up. This is a scheme issue, right? come on, man. Alex Anzalone, what is this?
Anzalone picked his own player.
What is this? How, Sway? Who is... Bruh,
that's a bad angle, man.
That is a bad angle. Come on, bro.
That's a bad angle. Man. He took a way bad angle.
Wait, then on top of it, watch this. What? Come on, Juju, you got him.
I can hear him now.
Come on, Juju. Get in there, Juju. This is a guy Kirby Joseph can't beat out. Come on, man. I don't want excuses today. We're not doing excuses. The reality is the Lions lost this game because the defense just couldn't cut it. They couldn't get it done. The defense is not up to par. We have the same problems we had that we went into the draft with, and we didn't address any of those.
See, that's not 100% true, Luke. All I would say is the Eagles got all their points in 2 quarters against us. We shut them out 2 quarters. We shut the Commanders out for a full half.
Oh, you know what?
This defense can play, and that's why I'm annoyed, because it doesn't. There are times in games when this defense looks really good. It gets 3 and outs. Hell, it started getting takeaways. It started, it's doing well. We went 10 points up. We got a couple of opportunities to seal this game because of the defense at the start of the 4th quarter. The trouble is, it's not consistent. It's never consistent. It always goes missing. It always gives up big chunks of points in short amounts of time. It always goes missing in clutch situations. This is rubbish about all the injuries been there. You've seen with your own eyes this defense can be good. So why is it going missing when it matters? That's not a talent issue. That's a coach issue. What are the coaches saying to these guys? Why are they coming out after the half, against Washington? Why are they coming out with no intensity? Why are they coming out giving up lots of plays, giving up lots of points? Why did they do it here against, the Vikings? Why is it playing so well 1 minute and then not playing well the next? That's on coaching. Injuries is an excuse, a big-ass excuse, because you've seen this team able to make stops. Why can't it do it consistently? That's the problem. And if you're just going to ignore that, then, fair play to you. You're just going to realize this further down the line. You've got to deal with this now.
Now, Anthony, to be fair, you brought up another point that I was going to get into, and you led me right to it. So let me just thank you for that, good sir. When you said it's not entirely true, right? You said that that's not entirely true, but I'm going to show you why the defense is the problem, right? The first piece of evidence that comes to me is the fact that they're giving up 28 points a game. Now, you can talk about league averages and everything else, but as of right now, the Jacksonville Jaguars with a new head coach is not giving up no more than 12 points on average a game. I mean, they just held a team to 0 points and wrecked their whole world in the Colts. And then they turned around and just beat a Chargers team and only gave up 10 points there. And before that, they gave up, I think, like 20-some points to the first team that they played, but that's not the point. So let me just bring out another reason, Exhibit 2, which is a point that I think that you made, which was spectacular, which is why I say we're losing because of defensive games. You talked about them giving up a lot of points in certain quarters. Well, let's talk about the very first game. In the game against the Eagles, in the third quarter, they gave up 24 points. I'm going to repeat that again. They gave up 24 points, and then they followed that up with another 14 points in the third. So you're talking about a lot of points given up there. We can probably make the argument, if you wanted to, that was week 1. And so there was rust and a host of other issues. Okay, well, let's jump forward to week 2, right? Because surely we wouldn't have the same problem where you come out and you get hot. You're up 22-0 at half. You have completely destroyed their game plan. And in the third quarter, you give up 15 points. And in the fourth quarter, you give up 12. And you had to still score 36 points just to maintain the lead, or you probably would have lost that one too. But again, a lot of points in crucial quarters and in major quarters. I don't really think there's another team in the league giving up as many points in the quarter as us. But I'll be sure to love to find them. And then you go to the most recent game. This is the most recent one of them all, where you are up 14 points. With a 14-point lead, you give up 14 in the second half. Don't score. You don't score in the fourth quarter at all, and then give up another 14 points. So 28 points in 2 quarters. And so if you go through and you figure the third game, that's 28 points in 2 quarters that they gave up, and you lost. And if you go to the last time they lost, they gave up a total of 38 total points in 2 quarters, and you lost. So essentially, that's 2 games that they gave up a lot of points in 2 quarters. What do you know? In the third game against the Washington football team, they gave up 27 points in 2 quarters. This team defense stinks, and the problems are still there. They need to fix this. They need to address this, and they need to do it bad. And I'm not joking about it. We cannot keep giving up this many points in the game.
I think we're aiming at sort of the same point, but from 2 different sides. I'm not saying the defense isn't a problem. I'm saying to those who are using the excuse that injuries are wrecking this defense, they're the reason why. I'm saying this team has shown that just as much as it can give up chunk plays, as much as it can give up chunks of points, it has also shut out teams. We shut out Washington for the first half. That defense, full of injuries, apparently terrible, giving up all these points. How did it shut Washington out for a half?
Because Washington is bad. They real bad. Did you see what just happened to them? 9 sacks.
Oh, yeah.
They're bad. Like, it's bad.
Yeah,
they're not good.
Coming into that game, Luke, they put 30 points in the first game. They put a number down on the team before them. But I'm just saying here, there are points in a game where the defense plays really well and then it tails off. And that is why I'm saying that injuries are a rubbish excuse to excuse this defense of why it's playing so bad, because at parts in games, they're playing well with all these supposed rubbish players because of injuries. Injuries are not an excuse here. This defense has shown it can play. Look at that, 2 quarters. You block them out. You're doing something right in those quarters. They look
Yeah,
good
but
in the third quarter. They look good to start with.
But good defenses, in my opinion, have to be able to give you something. The turnovers is not where they supposed to be. I mean, that turnover we got was more so a mistake by Devin Cook than it was anything. He butt fumbled. Okay, it happened. We didn't force that, but it counts. And I get what Easy saying, just kind of talk about Easy saying that Swift was out, but Swift had a very good day. 7 carries, 31 yards, and 44.4 yards a carry. Didn't seem to be a problem. He should have just kept running it. 20 carries, 87 yards, another 4.4 yards. The only one who didn't get off was Craig Reynolds, which he's gonna have to get used to coming in and being ready to rock and roll. But that's not the point. This defense, who continues to give up rushing attack, is ridiculously bad to me. You're talking about a guy 17 carries. Oh, which another thing I want to point out too. Notice that the split, because I get yelled at quite often for talking about the split. 17 carries to 7. Yeah, they was feeding their best weapon, and that's what should happen with us when we feed our best weapon. But 17 carries for 96 yards, 5.6 yard average, and then another 4 right there. That defense is still having the same problems they had from last year. You can't stop the run. You invested in the trenches on the defensive side of the ball, and it's not yielding anything. It's not. And that's not a bad thing in regards of it from this standpoint, that as much as I look at these and I say, dang, this is really terrible, right? I also look at it and I go, yeah, the Lions can still go into the bye week with a winning record. Come out of that bye week, have a challenging game against the Dallas Cowboys, and push their winning record further. They could potentially, before they even play the Bears, I think after the Cowboys it is, you talking about they could possibly be 4-2. So I'm still not ready to fire nobody or nothing like that. I'm just being more critical going forward, because I'm not going to be told I can't talk about Bruno. I'm just not. And every time somebody come in the chat and tell me that I can't talk about Bruno, I'm going to play the theme song for you, because I don't know why we can't talk about Bruno. We have to be objective when looking at these games. Win, lose, or draw. There's good, bad, and ugly in every game. And the only way you get better is if you're willing to address those things. We have a problem at linebacker right now, really, really bad. And the other thing is this game to me was so crucial, because you got to think they got 9 home games, right? So this was their first road matchup, and you actually came in and controlled it for the most part, but you let it slip away. And I think it came not on him going for it on 4th and 4, but when he went for it, when he didn't take the field goal on 4th and 1. Now, the other part I didn't like was after they called that one play where it was 3rd and 1, and you just had to throw the ball deep. I don't know whose decision that was, but hey, brilliant, I guess? No. I mean, let's be honest. And you come back and then you want to run it on 4th and 1? We can go for days on blame. That's no problem. I'm just putting it out there that there's a lot of blame to go around. Don't just stop at Amani. The only person I can't blame from yesterday's game, and I can't believe I'm saying this, it's our best defensive player was Jeff Okudah. With safety help, he was physical. He had his moments. Don't get me wrong. I can point out sometimes where he had his moments, but for the most part, he was at least being physical and willing to compete. And I think that we got to start to look at it and say to ourselves, it's Kirk Cousins. It's not Patrick Mahomes. It's not Josh Allen. It's not Jalen Hurts. It's Kirk Cousins. And you get 1 sack in 7 quarterback. He should have been on his back often. And another thing, to the people who like to talk about pressure, I hate to break this to you. But pressure does not matter to good quarterbacks. I watch it day in and day out where good quarterbacks stand tall in pressure and deliver the ball. No issues whatsoever. I just want us to stop making excuses. Be objective, and let's just call a spade a spade. That's all I'm saying.
Amen.
That's all. Don't go crazy, though. Please don't go crazy and think we can start firing people and get rid of them. But before I start questioning Dan Campbell, I definitely got to question the guy who knew that we had a team riddled with injuries and drafted more hurt people. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fair. We also got to get TJ Hawkinson involved. We can't keep zeroing in on Amon-Ra. Like, I get it. You were trying to break a record or whatever, but TJ has been all but Like, what do you have? A catch here, a catch last game. Like that guy needs to be. You can't keep running 5 and outs and 5 and ins with him, man. Let this guy go out there and battle their linebackers. He's a favorable matchup once he gets into that second, their secondary. So I wish we would have seen more of him yesterday. Especially once Amon-Ra went down.
Yep.
I mean, the guy's hungry to catch a ball, and he's hungry to make a play. Like, once this guy gets the ball enough, what I'm seeing right now is a dejected Reynolds, a dejected Hawkinson. These guys go out and half-ass run the routes. And even yesterday with Reynolds prior to halftime, if he would have kept running, man, he was gone to the house, dude. That ball was there. He would have been off to the races, and we would be up even more. Who knows? We could have won the game. We probably wouldn't even have to score again if that play would have been a touchdown. But again, it's just,
See, to me,
shoulda, woulda, coulda.
It was that one play where they should have took the field goal and they didn't. And then it just came back to bite them, because now you're going to take a field goal that was further away, which contradicts the fact that you went for it on a shorter field that was closer to take the field goal and you didn't. So, and TJ Hawkinson, I'm not, again, Jack, I can't call him trash. I can't say that. But I can tell you this much. I can tell you that I'm watching plays, and again, some of this do fall on the player. Make no mistake about it. Some of this do fall on the player, but I'm watching plays where I'm honestly asking myself, if you're not going to run past the first down, don't throw the ball to him, right? Like,
exactly,
I don't understand this. So, I look at these things and I'm like, okay, like this right here, the whole defense got washed. There's nothing we can say good about this. You can look at your linebackers here and everything, right? Look at this. And then look, this is the sad part right here. This irritates me, right? Talk about outside shoulder. Now he does it. So that tells me he knows what his job is. Now he does the outside shoulder. Look what happens. So he
forced it back inside. Yeah, he did his job. Yeah, that's what he was supposed to do last time. Instead, he went right to the tight end's chest. And the tight end was like, "Oh, thank you. I can hug you." Like
I'm not asking for nothing. I'm not asking you to read. Man, hold on. Let me go back here. In case y'all missed this, I need y'all to focus on this. Let me make this big, because this right here really ticked me off. I saw this in real time, and I went, this got to be a joke. This is Bruno, and we don't talk about Bruno. Okay? We don't talk about Bruno. But I need y'all to really focus in. Do not take y'all eyes off right here. This is number 86, the tight end, Munden. How you pronounce his name? Anthony, am I saying that right?
I don't even know who's that. I didn't know.
M-U-N-D-T, Munton.
Oh yeah, Munter.
Okay, this is him. This is Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno. We talking scheme and all the other stuff. But watch this. Come on, bro.
Nom 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 nom.
Come on, bro.
Me want cookie.
Come on. This man is chest to chest with you like y'all slow dancing to Freddie Jackson. What is this? When they cut Luther on for you to be this right here? Look at this. He would have been better off flopping to get the holding penalty. This dude hands is completely inside his. He right inside of his pass. Look at this. But we don't talk about Bruno. Okay. Again, people, I don't want y'all to take this and just act like, oh, this is the end of the world, right? These are lessons. But we have to be honest about the lessons, right? And in order for us to be honest about the lessons, we have to come face to face with the truth and ask ourselves, how do we fix this? And to me, the answer is true. I didn't even go to the last play because it ticked me off so bad. But the truth is, we got a problem on defense still. We still got a problem at linebacker. I don't want to hear this is a 3-year process and everything like that. Their schedule next year is going to be more challenging. Right now, the stars are still in line for you to do something. And they need to do something. Right? I'm thinking that in order for us to compete, they're going to have to start making some phone calls to some free agents. They're going to start making some phone calls to some teams, and we got to find a way to get some people in here that can play linebacker. We got to find some people in here who can actually hold their own next to Aleem McNeil at D tackle. We got to start asking our D line to give us more. We already know what we're going to get from the offensive line. I showed you a play with Sewell Swift, whiffed on the tackle, but I get attacked for talking about Bruno. And all these other things about how I'm mad we didn't get this and we didn't get that. When all I'm trying to do is get you to be objective. The game was lost because of defense. That fourth down call, if he go for the fourth and get it, you're saying it's great. He don't get it, you're saying it's bad. If he take the field goal and the field goal works, you're saying, oh, the field goal, what's the point? He should have took the field goal before then. And if you start talking about, oh, well, we missed all these kicks, well, they kicker missed kicks too. Let's not forget, they kicker missed kicks too. But when they got inside that near that red zone area, as close as they were to the red zone area, they took the points. And we didn't. We left them on the field, and we treated it like we can get away with it. And a lot of this is something that I love that he's taking accountability for it, but every player said it's on us. And another thing that we need to talk about, and I hate to bring this up because this is not the best time to do it, but I got to so I can get out here on time because my kid's going nuts. I hear him in the back. One of them I think is in there right now playing with the damn soap in the sink. Please get out of there. Thank you. I know my children. But we got to talk about another play that I thought was huge. And it's a few articles I was going to bring up, but do what I did, people. Go to Minnesota's newspapers and read them. They break them down. And I got to tell you, man, Williams, that penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct, I'm sorry. I'm happy he got it. I am. I'm happy he got that penalty. You know why? Because you got a dumb celebration dance. Nobody knows what you're doing. What is that? It's not recognizable. It's not something somebody going to copy. You're not trending. I've been doing it for years. It is no wonder it never took off. It's stupid. Stop it. Spike the ball like normal people. Do the moonwalk, something that's noticeable. Something. But this whole hip gyration stuff, man, come on, bro. It's a stupid dance that should have been penalized. And I hope you don't do it again no more. I really do. I just do not understand why he felt the need to do this dance. What did this dance signify? I remember back in the day when people did things that had meaning to it. Now they just get up and do the first thing that come to mind. The chicken, the running man. They don't know what the hell to do. They grab their neck. I don't know what's going on. But I'm happy he got penalized. But that penalty truly hurt the Lions. It did. Because it gave them another short field. Another one. The Mick Kringleberry. I forgot about the Mick Kringleberry. What the hell is that dance, man? Shout out to you, King. The Mick Kringleberry. Yeah, I forgot about that. I don't understand that dance, bro. I don't want to see it no more. I don't. The Latin-like salsa.
That was
crazy.
salsa light. I don't know what that was.
Man, what was it? When he did it the first time, when I went to the game against the Eagles and he did it, I was like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, he's a huge anime fan. Do the little ninja run thing, you know what I'm saying, with your arms behind your back or something. Do the chakra buildup or something. Dragon Ball Z charge up, something that's notable. Nobody is picking up on that dance. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We got one more guest jumping in here before we get up out of here. My man D-Map Zoom. What up, though?
What's going on, my brothers? How you doing?
Man, I'm good. So what's going on? What you got for us today?
Man, let's just say I wanted to just rant real quick before I eat. It's like, why the hell do keep in mind, St. Brown was already hobbling as it was. But for some reason, he was back on the field. Why would freaking quarterback decide to pass to him when Hawkinson was wide open? Literally, Hawkinson, they should have been throwing the ball to him more to begin with. The fact of the matter is, St. Brown, they're going to be watching him like a hawk, because how much damage he been doing to everybody else the last couple of weeks before. It's like, that's common sense. Same thing with Reynolds. Like, come on, you already know. I was like, why the hell we have other weapons? Why keep passing to the same dude? We know Swift is a beast. We know St. Brown is a beast. Those dudes are home run hitters. And I'm not saying they're going to try to take one of those or one of them or both of them away. I'm going to make you try to go to somebody else. And it's like he kept doing it to him, making it easily predictable. And then defense, don't get me started with them.
I think what you're seeing is, I think you're seeing a level of comfortability between quarterback and receiver. And so, and I also, I left this out because I didn't really want to go into it because I don't know, but it felt like this. I feel like they put him in because he wanted to play hurt, but I feel like they was trying to keep him on his streak. And I felt like at that point you were playing for a record versus doing what was possibly better for the team. And so, if TJ Hawkinson now become the next man up, then make TJ Hawkinson the next man up. But I think they abandoned the run a little too quick for me. And I think that, because they couldn't stop the run. In fact, it's funny because one of the things when I go through and I read the what is it called? The Minnesota Star? Is that the Star Tribune, what they call it? Yeah, the Star Tribune, which is Minnesota's, person to talking. They said the 5 keys to Vikings win, saved by bad run defense and more. Now, there's a line in this that ticked me off that I was going to talk about, but again, I got to get to them kids. But this is what they said, right? This is like not me making it up, right? This is not me making it up. It says, once again, the Minnesota Vikings defense is unable to stop the run. But thank God the Lion did Lions things. What?
Oh, wow. Hey, disrespect.
What do you mean Lions did Lion things?
They ain't lying, to be honest. But I mean, we led pretty much the whole entire game. And of course, in the fourth quarter, we decided, here you go, Vikings, you can have it. We clearly don't want to win. For what's actually working. Like, that makes sense, but okay. Here you go, Vikings.
But to say Lions doing it says Lions doing Lions things. While it didn't cost them on the scoreboard because Devin Cook fumbled on the ensuing possession, Jamal Williams' 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for his hip thrust touchdown celebration was an indication that the Lions were still very much capable of doing Lion things.
To me, that's freaking beat up. Wow, man.
It says Detroit weird swap of offense for the punt team to start the fourth quarter, which everybody named Mama still confused about, but we can't get past some of these other calls. It says that was one of the other ones. That was one of the other keys that helped them get back into it. And this is they loved it. They love the explanation given by Jamal Williams that got them that great field position. This is what Jamal Williams said.
I've been doing this forever, so now my stuff is correlated to nothing against them, But that's my hips, It's not even thrusting. It's more like a wave, Thrusting is,
Lord.
Mine is a wave. That's how I should get away with it. I've been getting away with it all these years, but now they want to bust me for it. I was pissed. I was sad and disappointed in myself that I gave the team, a penalty. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and it's just like, damn. It really stepped my mood a little bit. I've been doing it.
It stepped my mood. I don't know what the hell your dumbass dance was, but let's continue on. It says a crucial call. Okay, now we're getting back into more actual game impact stuff. Detroit had a chance to seize control early in the fourth quarter after the Lions forced a Viking punt. They had the ball 3rd and 1 from their own 27. I'm going to say it again. On 27, I showed that play because that to me was a huge play. Either you run the ball there on 3rd and 1 or you kick the field goal, right? It's not hard.
They do neither.
But instead of relying,
it says, they got in the miscommunication.
Right. It says, but instead of relying on a consistent, this is the key word in here. Because I think this is the truth. And it's not because it lines up, it's the truth. Instead of relying on a consistent run game and a bad Vikings run defense, more on that later, they threw a pass deep down the right sideline. It fell incomplete. The Lions punted, and the Vikings scored a few minutes later to cut the deficit to 24-21.
What about it is like Reynolds kept running, he would have been wide open, wide open. That's what made it work. He could have had a good chance for a TD.
It's just
sloppy.
crazy when you think about the things that cost them the game. And so one of the things I do,
Sloppy.
win, lose, or draw, I always go and read the other team's media. I want to see what their thoughts are. I know what our media are going to say, hands down, but I want to see what their thoughts were. And so for me to be able to see that was sad. It was sad to see them describe the mistakes, and they basically said that the Lions gave the game away, which
Pretty much.
can
Like
see.
even they said they honestly should have lost that game. They like they'll take that win. They ain't complaining. They honestly should have lost because they said the Lions literally outplayed us.
But this is that time of the show where I gotta get into the final thoughts because I gotta get up out of here and gotta knock it out the box. Again, people, please don't mistake me for saying don't mistake me for trying to be negative, for being objective and critical. I'm just asking people to ask questions. Where are the people that we drafted for the last 2 drafts under Brad Holmes? Where are they? And why is it? And I hate to say this, it might be time to go back to that other defense, the 3-4 defense. It might be time to go back to that because you will at least have Charles Harris playing outside along with Austin Bryant, and then you can then let 800 stay inside and do whatever. Something's got to give for this defense to make some stops. So that's all I'm asking. I cannot expect for the Lions offense to be asked to score 35 points a game. I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's feasible. I don't think it's realistic. I just don't. Start off with you, D-Map Zoom. Give the people your final thoughts.
All right, my final thoughts is these next 2 games they're pretty winnable, but concerning our team, who knows? And instead of going 2-0, they probably go 1-1. But anything's possible. So I'll say that's it for me.
All right. Let me talk to my man Gunner. Gunner, give me your final thoughts for the day.
Amani getting 6 penalties makes me miss Will Harris. That's how sad that is.
Some of those was weak, but I'm gonna leave them alone. They was weak, bro. Some of them I was like, bro, wait a minute, he pushed him. like Thielen, I'm gonna tell you, Thielen had some veteran things happening that went in his favor that I was very like, damn. You know what I'm saying? The Durham says, do we have the linebackers to go back to the 3-4? Well, they got to figure out something at this point. But yeah, I get your point about Amani's penalties. The penalties in itself is bad. At some point, you needed to go and help him out and let Okuda play on the island. So it didn't happen. My man's Lions Rumble 81. What do you have for final thoughts?
Yeah, again, it's okay. It's okay for us to be critical, man, because we saw some plays that were, like, to your point, Luke, you learn those in Pop Warner, man. You know what I mean? Like, so it's okay to be critical. I understand the team's young. I get all that. But once again, we have to hold these guys accountable. The players, too. Like, the coaches have to do their thing, and the players have to do what the coaches are teaching them. So, all in all, there's mistakes that can be corrected. My head is still held high, even after yesterday's debacle. But now it's time to get in there, from the coaches to the coordinators to the damn players. Everybody needs to be in there watching tape, studying this, because guess what? We're going to see this team again. And next time, we need to make sure they don't put a point on the board. Like, this is so crucial for this team's success. We have to win our division first before we even think about playoffs and Super Bowl and everything. You have 3 other teams that you see twice a year. You have to make sure you get those teams. You have to make sure you know them inside and out. So let's just pray and hope and pray that they next man up. Let's pray that these coaches are getting in these players' ears and that they're teaching them technique, and that next game we show it. So hats off to you guys, the panel, chat. You guys have been litty today, man. I needed this.
Appreciate it. One funky Lion fan said that D shot would have worked if it was J-Mo. Did you see his reaction on the sideline? We would have won if the defense held. I mean, the what-ifs and should-haves don't count for no more at this point. And J-Mo wasn't available. And you knew that going into it when you drafted him. So, I'm sorry. Jeff Ross is right. He says, how do you kick a field goal from your own 27-yard? Make that make sense. I think I showed the play. I don't know where they was at, but they was close enough to make a field goal, and they opted to do some other silly stuff. They got stopped, and then I was like, okay, now you didn't take the field goal, and you went for it on 4th. You have to take the field goal. And I showed it earlier in the video, but yeah, you make points. I ain't mad at you there. Anthony, my Roar to the Lion UK. which I don't even know how the hell y'all was doing all of that, given all the things happening over there with you guys and the loss of the Queen. Y'all still been streaming and still been getting it done, so I'm shocked and surprised, but that's a level of commitment to you. Give the people your final thoughts.
I think my final thoughts will be this. Criticising the performance on Sunday does not mean you've given up on the rebuild. Doesn't mean you want Dan Campbell fired. Doesn't mean you want Brad Holmes fired. Doesn't mean you're criticising your rookies. Doesn't mean all this over-exaggerated rubbish that people are coming out with to try and discredit legitimate discussion about this game. This team has issues which cannot be explained by injuries or any of the other multitude of excuses people are coming out with for this. That being said, the only reason you point this stuff out is because you want them to improve. You want them to get better. You have expectations for this team, and that's not a bad thing. Wanting this team to clean up on basic errors, to be able to see out games from winning positions, not, snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. That's not a bad thing. Doesn't mean that you want to burn the whole process down. So, be a bit more critical here. I'm surprised people are letting all this slide. Don't just it just gets at me that people are so happy about this. So if anyone has been critical like we are, I love Dan Campbell, I love Brad Holmes, I love that, etc. Doesn't mean that I want it all burned down. So there are some things that need to be dealt with here. Now, if the Lions can come back next Sunday, like they did after the Philly game, and show that they've learned their lessons, that they can come back and beat Seattle, and that this was a genuine blip where a lot of stuff went wrong and it happens, then fine. Can live with that. Shows the team's progressing and going forward. The team loses again this weekend. I don't want you all coming on here next week preaching, it's still just year 2. It's game 21. Start asking questions and start expecting better for your franchise, because no one else accepts this. No one else just blindly watches these issues and goes, nah, be right. Injured players will come back, we'll be fine. Year 2 is fine. All this sort of stuff. So don't confuse it. The people who are asking questions here care just as much about the team as you do. It's just they're not, they have expectations here. They want this team to do well. So, let's go away. Let's lick our wounds. Let's come back against Seattle. Let's all, be on the same page. Let's really go into this one, get Ford Field rocking again, get behind the team, hope they can pull it off. But yeah, I'm just disappointed with them this week because Minnesota were bad and we lost this game, and there are no excuses for it.
None. Again, shout out to my man Shay. Shay say we'll be fine overall. Still 10-7 record. I still think we'll have a winning record. I still think there's some winnable games on there. I said that we would split with the Vikings, and this right here was a chance for us not to split with them. But it is what it is. Today, also, I didn't get a chance to put it up there. This is with Man Hour, and they have created a shirt which is linked in the description, which says a simple message to those who need hope and an answer. And that is stay. Tomorrow needs you. It matters. It matters to me. Y'all don't know how hard it's been for me dealing with the loss of my friend. I had the loss of my brother during that same year. It was just a host of different things going on. And so, sometimes you just need a simple message. And so if you purchase a Stay Tomorrow Needs You t-shirt, a portion and a large portion of the proceeds go to the National Suicide Association, which helps pay for like therapy and other things for people who don't have insurance and stuff like that. So just want to make sure that you know that your money is going for a good cause. Now, today's positive quote comes from me today, and it's a simple one. Stay in the game. I'm going to say it again. Stay in the game. I know that there's times where it seems like the game is not being quite fair, that those people who are officiating and your opponents are not playing even. But I realize that in this thing called life, you need to stay in the game. When those people come around you and attempt to break you down, realize how much stronger you are to break through. See, the breakdown was the whole setup in the first place. They needed to break you down or attempt to break you down to get you into a position to see how much further they can push you. But when they attempted to break you down and you pushed through, it became a reality to them that their efforts were not strong enough, and they were coward and they were run. That is what your power comes from. Being able to push through, to stay in the game, to keep in the fight. Don't get caught up in trying to keep up with things that don't concern you. If it won't matter in 5 minutes, it ain't going to matter in 5 years. Let these things go. You are so much more powerful and greater than you could have ever thought you were. All you just needed to do was remind yourself that you the shit in the urine. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, hit the like, the subscribe, notification bell, and hopefully, please, fingers crossed, y'all, they don't hold me over tomorrow. I'll be back at it again with another live video talking about our Detroit Lions. And as always, don't be no chump. Please do your research.